Okay, let's do this again. How y'all doing today? So, like I was saying in the first video that I didn't have enough time, so I just deleted it. I went to the city office. Finally talked to the guy. I told him about what's going on about my next door neighbor destroying my property, all the flooding, the fence, that garage. He has stop signs that look like they're brand new, like he stole them off the pole somewhere in some town, and a few other things. And so the city guy is going to be sending somebody over here to figure out if he does have a building permit. You're not allowed to have 10 on your fence, so automatically that's a violation. The city guy already said, the city guy that I talked to already said that. It's an automatic violation. You are not allowed to have 10 on your fence at all. So he's automatically going to have to tear down that fence. And it has to all be the same type of wood. So you can't, like, and what they mean by that, it doesn't have to be, like, it doesn't, okay, say you have oak, which I don't think anybody's going to have an oak fence, but whatever. Or cedar, or whatever the heck type of wood you're going to use. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the type of wood. It matters in the direction it's going. So if you have 8 foot of your fence going up and down, the other 8 foot can't go side to side. You can't do that. That's a big violation. I do not need a building permit to build a fence per se. So what they're going to do is they're going to give me a free permit just so my neighbor can't complain. So that's cool. That's cool. The cutting down my tree thing, they don't see why I had to do that since I don't technically have a foundation on my house. I don't have a basement. So they don't understand why they made me tear that down. That makes no sense to them. So that's cool. I'm not gonna have to pay like 50, 60 bucks for a dang permit. Plus on top of that, all the wood that I'm gonna have to use. Well, I'm gonna do what the sheriff recommended me to do. I'm gonna buy sections, 8 foot sections, which are rare. He said they're very cheap. They're not super cheap, but they're very cheap. I ain't gonna spend as much money as if I was to buy all the wood, separately, and all the poles and all that stuff. It's already built sections. All I gotta do is put the sections into the ground, dig the holes and put them in. And before I do that, the city guy goes, I told the city guy that that's what I was gonna do, and he goes, well, before you do that, come down here. I'll give you the application, you sign it, everything else, fill it out. I'll help you fill it out myself, so everything is on the up and up. And then go build it, and we'll send you a permit for free. I was like, okay, cool. Since I already have, see this fence I have right here, right there, behind, well, the kitty corner of me, but has already been, they just started having, like in the last, I think it was 5 years, you just started having to have a building permit to build a fence. But since that was already grandfathered in, because it was already in 8 years ago, I was lucky I got it 3 years before. I'm not going to have a building permit, which is cool. Sorry, I was just mowing, as y'all can see. So, grass gets my body itching. And, so, that's cool. I told him about the grass that grows around my fence. I told him why, and he's like, yeah, that's understandable. I have little dogs. I think they should be able to have some privacy. When I get a wood fence up, yeah, I'll trim around the wood and everything, but right now, that's that's as close as I can get to give them a little bit of privacy when they go back there and they go do their business in the back. That's the only time they're outside, and I stand outside with them while they do that, because we do have hawks and eagles and other birds that will actually lift my little dogs up off the ground and eat them and kill them and all that other stuff, and I'm not going to have that. No. What else? With the flooding and the skid loading, using the skid loader. For you that don't know what a skid loader is, it's just a little tractor type deal that you sit in, and it has a bucket. It's pretty much just a little tractor. It's just a really tiny tractor. You use for like digging and stuff like that, and moving rocks and dirt and stuff like that. But behind my bench, right there on the other side, this is the 4th time this year that he's done it. Or not this year, but 4th time in the last 2 years that he's done it. And this cops have already told him he's not supposed to do it. Sheriff already they already told him 3 times. So I talked to the sheriff about it. I can actually press criminal property damage, and I can take him to small claims court for the cost of the damage to get it fixed. Plus the flooding in my backyard can cause a sinkhole. So they're going to have to send a specialist out. The city's going to have to send a specialist out, which they're going to charge. They're going to send a bill to him, since they've already. The way I explained it, they're pretty sure that it's from the way he built his building without a permit and everything else. So yeah, I'm quite happy at this moment. For now, hopefully he has to tear down his fence. I'm about 99.9% sure he'll have to turn down that fence in that building. I don't think he had a building permit for either one of them. Because you have to go to the city guy that I talked to get the permit, and the guy didn't even know if he had a permit. So that tells you everything, If he don't even know if you had a permit, then and we're not a big town. We're like I said, we're only like a little over 2,000 people, like 2,187 people, some shit like that. Excuse my French. So yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm just mowing my yard and kind of getting ready for winter time. My corn, it grew not as big as I wanted it to. So next year, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build it. Like I told my wife, we're just gonna build it in the backyard. We're gonna put a fence around it and everything else. What I'll do, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we'll figure. Like I said, we'll figure it out. Have a good sized garden with corn, watermelon, do a couple pumpkins, stuff like that. So yeah, we had some hail the other night. They were pretty big. They're about like that, and I would say about that thick. Busted out some people's windows in their car, on their vehicles, and yeah, pretty crazy. And people, when you get a phone call from anybody saying, hey, you owe this so much money, blah, 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 go buy some gift cards and you can do it like that. Don't do it. It's a scam. and don't hand your credit card over to anybody ever. I don't care. I don't care if it's a family member, unless it's your husband, your wife, your children. That's different. But besides them, don't hand it over. Oh, your mom, and you know what I'm saying. You certain family members that you can trust. Don't hand it over. I'm not speaking with experience, but I am speaking with experience because of where I work. I see people get scammed all the time from people from India. This lady just got scammed $3,000. This guy was telling her that she owed some money for something and that she thought she had bought or she had done or whatever the heck the case was. And so he scammed her out of $3,000, which is crazy. So people, just be careful. Be careful. People that are scamming, just realize that God sees all, knows all, so you're going to pay for that in the afterlife. You're messing with people's livelihood, which is wrong. I understand that that's probably the only way y'all can make money, but it's called get a job, a J-O-B. Get a job. Stop scamming. And kids. Oh, y'all see that stupid new thing? Get your kids a credit card. Don't get your kids a credit card. Don't be that ignorant. A 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, a